Long day lay me low. Hello everybody, Jason Bascom here from Unhinged Entertainment. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Hit the little down there, I think. Hit the little bells for notifications as well. That way you know when I do these or when I upload a short. I've been doing some shorts here and there. But yeah, so I'm co-founder of Unhinged Entertainment. You know the spiel. You know the spiel. Gonna do another how I do videos, how I do things, the way I go about things. It may not be the right way, may not be the best way, but it's my way. Maybe it'll serve you well. This one's a little different in a way. I'm gonna show you how to do how I do wireframes and setup of character poses and stuff like that. So we're gonna get into it, and I don't know if I'll time lapse this. If I do, I will talk over it. If I don't, I'm gonna be talking as I go, and we'll see what happens because I don't know how long this will go. This has already gone on long enough already. It's gonna extend the video. You can skip this, obviously. I'm surprised you made it this far. We're gonna flip the camera, and I'll meet you on the other side. All right, like I said, I'm going to talk over this just in case, but I may have to time lapse this just because. All right, we're going to create a new layer as per usual. That's what I like to do. Let me get on my partial eyeballs here. There we go. All right, now we're going to start. Zoom in here. And now, the way I do it, I start off usually with like a head. This is also how I brainstorm. So we're going to start off with a head. And then I kind of just like wireframe it. So the wireframe is your main setup, your layout. That's how you get cool dynamic poses in. You know, you get a little energy flow. It doesn't necessarily have to be anatomically correct. You know, it could be just, you know, placements. I mean, you kind of want it to be a little proper, I guess. But so like this is already looking. I don't like it. It's this area here is too stiff. It just looks wrong. So I'm going to delete that layer. And we're going to go in the layer. It does help too if you know who you're drawing. So that'll help. So I'm just drawing like if you draw a Punisher, you kind of don't want him, you know, too dynamic. You would want like, there's his shoulders, and then, you know, his back maybe, and his hips. They come out not quite to his shoulders, and, you know. There you go, and you can make him more buff, but that's later on. So we're doing the wireframe. You know, there's his hips, and you know here's a gun, boom, and so like there's a quick wireframe of the Punisher. Now there is an artist named Derek Hess that I really like, and I'm gonna make my brush a little bigger here. He does a lot of these fine art pieces, but he's also done stuff for bands. So like he'll, you know, this is kind of how I started this style anyway, was by looking at Derek Hess and kind of mimicking it. I also draw in like the eyes for the, you know, for it. So let's say this guy's, you know, got his hand out here. He's puppeteering something. It's gonna go over his face. That's fine. Just darken that area. Let's spread out those fingers a little bit. Let's make these other two down here. So he's kind of like, there's his first finger and then his thumb. It's right there. So like, and his shoulder's gonna pop up. So this elbow's gonna, forearm's gonna come up that way. There it goes. I'm just wireframing. Then we're gonna go in. All right, so let's say he's puppeteering something right here. He's puppeteering something. He's got the little crosshairs here for the puppet. You know. Puppeteering, and this arm's going to come down this way. Put his elbow here. We'll have his other hand here, just like kind of fist it, but not. Like we're going to give a little character to that hand a little bit in a way. You'll see what I'm talking about later. And then we're going to bend him like he's hunched over, like he's moving, and then we're going to zoom in a little bit. Let's wireframe up a little. Bunny. He's puppeteering a bunny. Why? I don't know. He's just puppeteering a bunny. Why does everything have to be so so he's superhero-y. All right, you draw your own little bunny. Draw your own little bunny. Oh no, he's a dead bunny. Well, he's a stuffed animal bunny. He's not dead. Relax. And you know he's got his there's his front paws, and there's his front paw because he's a puppet bunny. So, and there's his foot. Ooh, I'm a puppet bunny. Look at me. And there you go. And I know I have this thing. So I have this string here. Yeah, whatever. No one cares. I hit a button. All right, there we go. I have this string here. I'm gonna get rid of that, and I'm gonna move it in down more towards the bunny. There we go. All right. So here's essentially my wireframe, and this is very Derek Hesse. That's a word now. You can put in his eyes, a little drop shadow for the nose, mouth there. There you go. And this is a little bit of what Derek Hesse would do. I mean, his stuff is a lot cleaner, a lot tighter. But you can extend him in this wireframe. Let's actually make him bow-legged. There we go. Boom. He's got a power stance going on. He's starting up this rabbit. Like we're gonna put a little cord here coming down. He's holding the cord so he could like start up the rabbit like a chainsaw. Alright. I'm gonna start up that rabbit coming for you. And you know what? Let's put some horns in. Boom. Make this one a little odder. Boom. Why not? Alright. That's your wireframe. That's essentially laying out your forms, your placements, your getting dynamic movement in will help with wireframes. Because if I were to go in now, and wireframes help with dynamic movement. It helps to be scratchy sometimes, and like I could even keep this wireframe but tighten it. So we're gonna. I changed my mind on how I'm gonna do it. All right, so I'm gonna angle in his face there. His hand, remember, it came over here. There's his thumb, and then fingers, boom, coming in because this is bent a little. So boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna go back to the face. So let's we're not gonna get too tight. Keeping with the wireframe aesthetic, and keeping that with that Derek Hesse style. Just I'm gonna drop some hard shadow there. He would also sometimes just like go like that and just shade it out. Now we're not mimicking Derek Hesse, but I'm just showing you can get a cool image out of a wireframe without tightening too much. You know, you can still even keep it the frame in there, the sketch lines, your placement holders, put some of them in there. And I've seen a video of him working. He does not go this fast. He's actually very slow and methodical. But we're working quick here because this is a short video. And I'm not even going to finish this. But, alright. But see how the wireframe is helping with the dynamicness of where I'm laying everything in, putting it in there. And you could keep this method. You can keep this wireframe aesthetic and the energy. And it does stretch anatomy sometimes. You could play with it. And there are some people that are frown upon that. But see, like, look, I jutted out that elbow, that bone on the wrist there. That's not real. That's not how that far that juts out. But we're going to jut it out. It looks kind of cool. So, there you go. And we're going to turn off that underdrawing. So you can get an idea of the flow. See? There you go. And let's pop in his shoulder, actually, even though I don't have it there. And then there's his the back of his bicep and forearm. So, but see how you get that energy and that flow, that movement from that wireframe. It comes in handy. Now you can still do a traditional piece with a wireframe. So let's say you got a guy barrel chesting up, boom. You got a power stance too. Why not? We're gonna give him the power stance. Power stance it. You know, and there's your wireframe. I kind of blocked him in at first, and you can go in. You can put in your leg anatomy, and look at your anatomy books and do the proper foot. You know, a foot's gonna be kind of like a step in a way. You know, boom, boom, boom. There's a foot. your big toe, and then the other toe's behind it, and it comes up this way, and there's your arch. So, I mean, you can still draw properly. Get the basics down. Obviously, you want to have anatomy nailed in a way. Like, so if you, whatever, no one cares. So if you got, stop that. I'll hit the escape button. It'll work. All right. So, you know, you're dirty. Okay. All right. It's fighting me, everybody. You see what it's doing. You see what it's doing. Hit escape. You know what? We're gonna hit Control D. Control D will deselect any selected areas, and it's still yelling at me. Why is it yelling at me? Let's make a new layer. Alright, we'll just make a new layer, why not? Alright, so like, you know, with your arm, with your bicep, it comes down. I mean, this really isn't an anatomy class. You could look at anatomy books. And then your tricep comes in down that way. There's your elbow macaroni. And then forearm is going to come in from their muscle. And you got your other forearm muscles there. And it comes down. Let's move them up. Comes down into the hand, and then fist. So you could look at anatomy books. I mean, you know, you could roid this out, obviously. But, look at me, I got muscles. I'm huge. I'm like Lobo Morongo. You know, you can bulk it up, make it look alright. But you know, you still want to get your basic structures in, your knowledge in, because when you do that, can I draw this layer yet? It doesn't want me to. Did I lock it? I don't know what I did with that layer. Anyway, it's not even there. That's why. That layer's not even there. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, because I hid the layer. There it is. All right. Apparently I deleted that other one. And that's fine. You know, we'll go back over it. I got to have a thumbnail anyway. I can actually make the sketchy area of the thumbnail. So you can play with the shape and boom, 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 boom. Play with your wireframes. Play with your layouts, you know. Experiment with them. Give them that energy, that flow, that movement. It comes from life drawing, too. So let's say you pull up an image of just somebody. Let's say he's shooting an arrow. Real quickly do it. Time yourself. Give yourself like 30 seconds to get in the pose. Boom, there's his hand. There's his other hand. Boom, there's the arrow. You know, that's where wireframing and energy really come into play. I'm not looking at anything, obviously. So, like, you want to get your hand in there, like, make it as quick as possible. It's going to be sketchy, it's going to be loose, it's going to be dirty, it's going to be messy, and it's going to be fun. So get your, you know, boom, done, time. You know, just, that's time. So you want it to be quick, and it'll loosen you up. It'll help loosen you up, so when you actually get down to the nitty-gritty, let's say you're drawing a, let me not speed this up. All right, so let's say you're drawing like a Frog G piece even. So like Frog G's like, he's talking to somebody. So here's Frog G. There's his shoulder. And there's his other eye. He's like, oh, Frog G, ah. See, there you go, boom, wireframe, placement. It gives it a little energy and stretchiness, you know. So, play with things. Who knows? My thumbnail may even be just whatever. But yeah, you don't want to be too married to things with wireframes. You want it to have flow and movement, and not look too stiff. Because I do see a lot of pieces, and they're kind of stiff. Mine are too. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but sometimes I get a stiff piece in there. But when you get that flow in, get your whole arm going. You know, move your whole shoulder around. Get a piece in there. You know. Like, I'm not even, well, that's because I'm so used to, like, you could even wireframe up the muscles there. There you go. He's looking down on you. I'm angry. Look at me. I'm looking down at you. There's his head. Looking down at you. You hear my freaking monitor knocking against my tower. Okay. So then, upshot bird eye view. You know, stuff like that. Alright, I have rambled. Okay. Wireframes. That's all I really was going over. That's it. It's really it's not the most deep dive tutorial on the planet. What did I just do? It's not like anything insanely detailed, but it's something fun to play with. I'm gonna switch my camera. It's something fun to play with and have fun with. And this is how I work, actually. I do the wireframes. I do them with everything that I do. It's... I mean, obviously, free flow art, I don't. I'm going to do another free flow art example. But if you're doing a layout of a serious piece, of you want it to be, you know, I don't want to say serious piece, but like structured. You want to have placement down. You want to make sure there's movement. There's foreground, background, forced perspective, whatever. You want those wireframes in there because it'll help build energy. And when you go in to put in your first layout, you do the wireframe, and then you do your layout over top of it, and then you do a tighter layout, and then you do your finishes. When you do your first even initial layout over top of the wireframe, it's going to give it more energy, and as you tighten up, it's going to give a flow to it, and it's going to have some movement to it. It'll be fun. But practice, draw every day. That's it. I know this was a little bit long. I might time lapse that. I recorded this all in one go, so we'll see. Everybody go back for Frog G, available in the link below description. I will play you the trailer out, and thank you all for watching. Have a great one.
We've all read the story. The brave hero conquers the diabolical villain and rescues the damsel in distress. But this is real life, and in real life, stories don't always have happy endings. Frog G, the story of a man turned into a frog by a voodoo priestess sent on a mission to kill a god by death itself. Now our hero must roam the underworld to regain his humanity and win back the woman he loves.